Coming up right now, a couple busted at Disneyland for the unthinkable. And they said it was all just a wait in line for a ride.
Also coming up, a man swallows a big gulp of ice from Tiffany's. The question he asked police is what really has us stumped.
A little bit later on, a customer discovers something unheard of when she bites into her chicken nugs from Walmart. We'll tell you what it was.
The Nuggies! Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, and kids, this is Daily Flash. James. What are you, James, eating on the set again? And who brought you that?
My mom.
Your mom, literally. His mother dropped off the food again. And
you are 40 plus years old with 3 kids. How many baby mamas?
No, hey, 2. Wife and an ex-girlfriend.
All right.
So, ladies, I'm single.
Well, you can make a whole buffet if you get them all in.
There you go.
There you
just got to feed
Wait,
them.
you have 2 baby mamas, a wife, and
No.
an
Ex-wife.
ex-girlfriend?
Ex-girlfriend, that's it.
And those are the 2 baby mamas?
Those are 2 baby.
I'm trying to do James dating math.
I would stay away from any kind of eggs if that's the case, all right?
They're worth like $50. It's just silly.
They're very expensive. You'll find out. All right, and of course, we love having you along. Maddie Doolittle is here, too.
And ladies, if you want to, you can email us flash@dailyflashshow.com.
Yes.
You don't have to go to dailyflashshow.com overall because James is the one that posts all of our sweet stuff on our Instagram, YouTubes, TikToks, Facebook, all the fun stuff up there.
There you go. Very cool. And flash@dailyflashshow.com is our email address. All over the socials we like to be.
And if you want to send James a menu, you know.
There you go. Ladies love cool James.
Very true. Where does James find the time to do social media?
I
He's
don't
got so much other stuff going on. in his
During
life.
between lunch and dinner, apparently, whenever he's got a lot going on, right?
And ladies, just know he wears Crocs. So
Yeah.
just know that going
That's
into
right. They feel so good.
It's so hard
that
to take
could be
some
the
of it.
reason why the dating life is not so good. But we'll talk about that later. That's just a girl's perspective. All right. This is going out on a conspiracy theory limb, and let me just preface it by saying this is not something that I'm able to prove, but I found the story interesting if, in fact, there is an element of truth to it.
All right. You got me hooked.
Have you heard of this place called Halcyon Ridge?
Halcyon Ridge. I've not known.
Okay, we've got people on social media kind of stirring the pot here with this theory of Halcyon Ridge. They claim it's an island somewhere in the South Pacific, and it's controlled by a private organization called the Vanguard
Okay, I
Initiative.
have heard about this.
Okay,
Yeah,
Is this where the next fire festival is?
Yeah,
Yes,
I do
they
know about
claim
this.
that decades ago the island was turned into a massive twisted experiment. They built towns with perfect houses, white picket fences, happy neighbors, a la the Truman Show. People living there were either orphans raised in total isolation, or get this, embryos in secret labs. I'm quoting an article again. Completely
Jurassic
confused. From birth, they were brainwashed to believe that a global disaster wiped out the rest of the world. And they live in this Truman Show type of environment, according to a number of people here. And they said that some speculate that Vanguard Island serves as a hidden base for an influential global elite where secret meetings
A great
take place.
movie if it's in it.
Is
Okay, so I didn't know the name of it, or if I forgot the name,
Yes.
but I had heard about this, and the whole time I go, yeah, this is BS. Come
Yeah.
on. I mean, but it makes
come
sense,
on.
but could it happen? 100%. I wonder how they keep them so isolated away from the world. But imagine if you grow up in something, you think that's what it is. That's your world. If you never left a room, you would think, well, this is what the world is.
I thought about that show that you like on Amazon Prime that's kind of like that, where they're all living kind of in these secret bunkers.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, there's Fallout, which is
Fallout,
but
yes.
there's another one that
The Fallout is the one I think I'm thinking of.
It's really, really good. I could see this being kind of real, but it seems like with everything thing we know, somebody would have already found out about it. Hence, I guess the article, but it would be more mainstream.
You'd think, right? Now, of course, they go off on another completely deep end by saying that they think that some people believe the island is located on a powerful line and it's a portal for time travel to other
So now
worlds.
that's where you go.
Yeah, that's where you
That
lose
sounds
me.
fun.
Yeah.
Exactly where it is, and I'm from there.
Is that your
Oh, you are? Okay.
That's where we go.
Series.
There's
It's like
also
Paradise.
some sort of, weather manipulation and climate change involved in all of this.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
It
there's
seems like
a lot
somebody
going
would
on.
have to know about that.
But I'm telling you, you're right. It would make a great movie or television show.
The Gorge.
The
The Gorge, yes, on Apple TV.
Oh,
Everything,
okay.
Yeah.
That's another one. Sometimes when you hear stories like this, you kind of wish you could send people to that place.
Halcyon Ridge.
It happened at Disney, and it's a new one. A couple takes their kid to
This is crazy.
Disneyland, but then ditches the kid and stroller so they could go on a ride. Not a rumor, caught on camera. A mom of 3 who posted the video said that she was actually concerned when she saw something moving in a stroller that was tucked away behind a building. She alerted a cast member and told them she watched as the couple left the stroller before lining up for Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Guardians has a 40-inch height requirement, but offers the rider switch option, which allows riders to wait in line together and switch off so that a child is not left alone. Not a case. They left all together and put like a blanket over the stroller, and you could see the kid kicking the stroller as you saw in the video there.
Oh my God.
And then I saw some other videos where an employee came up, a cast member, I think it was. Cast member came up and checking on it, but I never saw the end of what actually happened.
No, and I looked for sort of like the end of that story and I couldn't find it either. So I think they're keeping that under wraps.
And Matt, usually they can ban you from for something like this. You kind of wonder if they got kicked
as a
out.
cast member, especially when you're, because I'm a former cast member, but when you're dealing with like kids in those situations, you got to be very careful because you're dealing with people from other parts of the world.
Exactly.
Where some of this stuff is natural. Like I saw something at Disneyland Paris that I won't repeat, but I went, oh, if that had happened in America, this would end a lot different.
Yeah.
So
Isn't there a country that they leave the kids outside in the cold?
That's in Epcot that you're thinking.
Epcot. That's Epcot in Germany. Trust me, been there, done that.
It's a country that does it.
One of those nights, my dad
It
was
helps
on a
them with
buffet.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm sure you're not thinking of Norway and Frozen.
No, right. Let it go.
But yeah, they could get.
But you're right, James.
They could get banned. It's a very touchy thing for the cast members to deal with. Usually, you're calling over a leader, and then they can kind of handle it. But if those parents left it there, especially in California, they definitely got kicked out.
But you were saying that this happens more often than most people realize,
absolutely.
right?
You'll see kids wandering aimlessly. I mean, maybe I was one of them back in the day where I was my parents were like, it's safe here. Because you assume when you're at Disney, you're in a locked in, it's like being on that island. You assume the safety and everybody's always watching you while you're there. So it's
But we're talking about an infant and a baby carriage.
yeah, it's not right. But it could have been, they could have been from another part of the world. And
Guardians of the Galaxy is a cool ride, okay? So I
it's Tower of Terror with a new paint job. That's all it is.
Oh my gosh.
I like the switch option. That has a whole different
I didn't know you could do that at all.
Either. We have a Florida man story, and
Here we
this
go.
one involves an amateur jewel thief who swallowed some very expensive ice. Our suspect, 32-year-old Jathan Lawrence Gilder, was pretending to represent an Orlando Magic player while visiting a Tiffany Co store. Police say the accused thief ran out of the store with 2 sets of earrings worth nearly $800,000. Gilder was stopped by police as he was leaving the store, taken into custody. While he was in custody, he asked officers if he would be in trouble for what was in his stomach. Detectives then found the earrings with an x-ray worth nearly $800,000 during a body scan, making their way through his digestive tract. He is now charged with grand theft and robbery with a mask.
All right. Now, $800,000. That's a lot. What do you do? It's going to be evidence for a while. Eventually, somebody's going to want it back. Once you get it back,
About 10
Is that
hours.
a discount?
it better be,
It
right?
better be, because it's gone through someone's digestive
It's like,
system.
my ears smell like doo-doo. like who?
Don't tell my wife this or anniversary.
I got a good deal on it.
They're Tiffany. Come on.
They're Tiffany.
They're Tiffany. They keep it in a blue box.
I think, and this guy, he had done it in Orlando and he took off. They caught him up in the panhandle. So So, like, he had plenty of time for it to digest, I guess, but didn't make the. I mean, really keep quiet. That's why your lawyers say, I hate giving this advice, but shut up.
The dumb criminal file.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your mouth is your worst evidence.
100%.
Now, my question is, if he'd gotten as far as the panhandle, there is something clearly wrong with his digestion.
100%. That's a good point.
That's a good 4 hours from the mall?
7 hours, actually.
Yeah.
No, 7, yes.
Yeah, that's 7 hours.
There's only one Buc-ee's between here and there.
Maybe you grab some McDonald's too.
100%. It's amazing, but I think it goes. We always say dumb criminals. That's another level of dumb because all he had to do was he just keep quiet about it.
But I'm guessing someone must have seen him swallow them if it wasn't the jewelry store person or a police officer because they clearly knew they were in his stomach.
Why are we not blaming the jury store for not verifying?
Yeah,
It's a jury store.
Yes.
They're in on it. No, man.
The Magic don't play their players. That's why we can't keep them. So we couldn't afford it anyway.
All right, thank you there, guys. Hey, we'd love to hear what you think about anything we've been talking about. Drop us an email, flash@dailyflashshow.com. We got our psychiatrist coming in here. Well, we need one. But living with your adult child, it's thing. It's happening more and more often. We'll talk about it. Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. As we jump into our parenthood, listen, if your adult child moves back home, you're going to soon realize that living with an adult child is not the same thing as raising a teenager. So joining us right now is psychologist Dr. Frida Birnbaum with some advice on how we can navigate this fairly common family dynamic. Dr. Frida, thank you so much for coming back to the show. Wait a minute, we did our job. They come back and attack us at our home? Is this true? Is this happening more and more?
It's a nightmare. And it's very, very scary. But for the kids, I mean, it's great. I mean, they have everything that they really want. I mean, they're coming back because of money. I mean, wouldn't you want to be able to come back to your parents and see that they can take care of you? Maybe not you, I don't know, Mitch.
No.
But in general, it's a great deal for them. You know, food, clothing, travel, whatever that is. But that's basically the reason why these kids do come home.
I think that, plus
parents,
the fact, you never have to worry about rent because, rent's always going to be paid. But how is that really reshaping family life today, Doc?
It could be very difficult. You have to set boundaries. And when you argue, don't talk about it. Leave the room, leave the house, get in the car, go away. Wait till later when the heat is over to talk about what it is that's really bothering you. As they grow up, we're trying to teach them to get to the moment where you can actually have an adult conversation, but that also comes with conflict. So I imagine that there's a lot of emotions. How do parents and their adult kids, how do we need to handle this emotion roller coaster? Keep them busy, have them do the laundry, have them make dinner a couple times a week, pay for something. How about paying rent? $50 a week, $50 a month, whatever that is, to keep that resentment away that one set of people are doing more than the other. Responsibility is very important to keep that roller coaster emotional aspect of the relationship at bay, for sure. You have to keep them busy.
We always talk about as far as relationships goes, whether it be parent-child, but there's always boundaries or just even relationships in anything that we have. What is that secret, though, of actually setting the boundaries in order to keep the peace? What do we have to keep in mind?
Well, keep in mind that eventually they're going to move out. So that helps. It's not permanent. So the boundary should be that we should have our own space and our own time. Go shopping for groceries, whatever that is. And, do you remember, Mitch, when you were home, did you have game night? Did you have family night? Did you have movie night?
We did. Every Monday it was called Family Home Evening is what we did. My dad was really big on it, but we did something as a family. As we got older, we stopped doing it, but I remember as a kid, I always looked forward to that Monday night.
Absolutely. So get out the popcorn, sit down, have fun, watch. Well, they're older, so you can't watch GP movies completely, a little bit. But just imagine when they're not there, the woman wants to watch love romantic stories. The husband wants to watch, or the partner wants to watch adventure stories, and they each watch on their own. So you have at least company, and that's the way to bond and to keep each other connected together.
You know, we talk about as the kids grow up, and eventually we get to this phase of our life called the empty nest. But you say the empty nest syndrome, if you want to call it that, is really a myth. Explain that.
Yes, absolutely. It's a myth. You know, parents really are looking to vacation. They're looking to get together with their friends, go out to different restaurants, explore themselves, the world. You know, after all, they've been home all this time watching the kids. And, the kids, they feel stuck. They're not doing anything. They're not going anywhere with their contemporaries. They can't bring that girl home to their house. So they don't even have those opportunities. So it is a myth. I mean, in the beginning, you may feel empty, but for parents, it can't be about the parents. You did the right job. You did a good job. It's time for the kids to go ahead and move on.
I agree. Yeah, you got to let them go, fly out of the nest. But there are some good things that happen, some perks that you found living with adult kids. What are they?
Well, first of all, when your kids are too happy, you have to be careful too. So the perks shouldn't be too high. But some of the things, conversations about what's going on with them, you can bond, you can be closer together. You can talk about what's going on in the world around you. So those are the things that you have with adult children that you don't really have with teenagers, let's say, because teenagers are a mess. I have two of them.
Yes.
I have twins. And they're like, I just had somebody help me with this. He just ran out. He has to go have breakfast. As soon as they drive, they're not available anymore. You don't see them. So I don't even know where he is. Last night I said, "Where are you? I need help with this show." Whatever. But he came home very late. But so that's bonding with adults.
You're showing them, you're going with their expertise. You're saying, hey, look, I trust you. I need some help setting this camera shot up and yada, yada, that sort of thing. So it becomes, I guess, closer to like a relationship you would have with friends, because now they're closer to your age. If you think about it, they're adults and that sort of thing.
It's a much better relationship. You get to know them in a way that you wouldn't otherwise. So that's one good part about it.
I agree.
So, but there's much more to it as well. But the important thing, Mitch, is if they're too happy, watch out, because they're not going to want to leave.
You're right.
So that's when that's when you know there's a problem. So go ahead. I mean, I have a patient who actually goes on vacations, has food, clothing, everything. But, research has shown that the best thing for you is to be productive. So once your kids are in this place of getting too comfortable, then you have to kick them out, because that's the only thing you can do. So forget about this myth about empty nest syndrome. No, it's the best thing that could really happen to you. All right. For sure.
Dr. Frieda, thank you so much. You can visit drfrieda.com, and we'll have links on our website. She's also on X at Dr. Frieda. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Hey, it's Thursday. That means it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony!
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on MGM Plus is the mystery crime series, 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue.
I hate flying. I never know what's worse, a small plane like this or 300 passengers.
They both come down at the same speed.
Thanks.
I'm just saying.
No fuel! Mayday! Mayday!
The series follows 9 strangers who find themselves lost in a remote Mexican jungle after their small plane crashes. One by one, the survivors are murdered, leaving the remaining passengers to solve the terrifying mystery before it's too late.
I think if they were to crash land in the jungle, they hopefully are going to be with more cooperative people. That would be my thought. I mean, I think this is what we were saying before, that you'd hope that 10 people would really band together and be kind, and these 10 really don't trust each other, which is what makes what makes the show so interesting. And then it turns out there's good reason.
With a hearty tip of the hat to Agatha Christie's 10 Little Indians, 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue is a good thriller with plenty of twists and turns and solid acting. Again, you can check it out streaming on MGM+. It gets a B and is not rated. In selected theaters is the animated family film A Sloth Story.
Delicious! You coming to cricket training? On my way right now!
Oh, my eyebrow! Mija, a little help!
After a terrifying storm destroys their home, a speedy sloth named Laura and her family move to the big city in their rusted old food truck, hoping to make their business a success. I chatted with Olivia Vasquez and Tio Vergara.
Laura is a super speedy sloth. She has a need to be moving at all times. If she had to stand still, she would probably be like vibrating or something. She has a big sense of adventure. She wants to go out there and chase her dreams and see the big city. And she also has a really strong sense of responsibility to her family and her culture. And she's got kind of one foot in both places. And this film explores that.
And everything she does is from passion, it's from love. So that really reflected with the voice. So as an actor, it was so much fun and quite easy to do because the writing was there and the story was already there. It was just sort of adding a little bit of color and my version to it. And I'm so lucky that I got picked to do Gubby because it was a beautiful character and a beautiful story.
A Sloth Story is a delightfully animated adventure film combining food and family. Again, it's playing in selected theaters and gets a B. It's rated PG. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thank you there, Tony. Well, welcome to your Daily Digits. Your first number today is 90,000, or 90K if you want to be fancy about it. Hold on to your snack bags, folks, because this might not be the most flaming hot auction of the year. A Cheeto. Yes, a single crunchy spicy snack just sold for nearly $90,000. We talked about it last week. It was supposed to go for 25, it's going for 90. But this isn't just any Cheeto. This cheesy relic is a replica of Charizard. Nerds, the fire-breathing Pokemon we all know and love. Nerds. An auction house presented the Cheeto snack inside a crystal clear case attached to a special Pokemon card. Because a Cheeto like this deserves museum-level security, the Cheeto became an internet sensation last year after being found back in 2018, and that's what tells you how it's made of, because it's lasted till that long. And it set the stage for a fiery bidding war of nerds. All right, well, your next number is 403. That's how tall the Starship rocket from SpaceX was that went boom, boom. Ooh. Just 2 months after flaming debris rained down on Turks and Caicos, SpaceX's massive Starship rocket is back in the headlines, this time sending wreckage streaking across the skies of Florida. The 403-foot rocket blasted off from Texas with high hopes of a controlled test flight, but moments later, things took a dramatic turn. While the first stage booster successfully landed back at the pad, the spacecraft on top began spiraling out of control as engines failed mid-flight. The plan was for the Starship to make a smooth descent over the Indian Ocean, and instead they lost contact with the rocket, and the rocket met a fiery fate before it could deploy its 4 mock satellites. With NASA betting on Starship for future lunar missions and Elon Musk dreaming of a Martian colony, SpaceX is proving one thing for sure. It's go big or go boom. And my wife would like to be the first lawyer, just throwing that out there in space so she can take care of all this stuff later on.
When it comes to pioneering ideas, these kinds of failures make a huge difference in moving to the next level.
You got to fail to move forward.
Absolutely.
I just wonder about, thank you there, Maddie, about all the ladies that are about to go up on Bezos. If they're second guessing it.
You never know.
Stick around. Flash Travels next.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
Thank you so much for joining us. So glad to have you here. It's crazy that there's this new app out that we need this kind of app, okay? It's called Touch Grass. Okay, so basically, here's the thing. Do you get online? Grass. I said grass. I know a lot of people.
I had a feeling that was coming.
So basically, you know how like you'll get on, you realize, man, I've been on this app for such a long time, and I'm wasting all this time. All right, so there is this app. It's called, as mentioned, Touch Grass, and basically you pick two different apps that you spend the most time on. Right?
Okay.
Let's say Facebook and Instagram. Let's just use those.
Sure.
Well, you put it in. Once you download that app, you say, all right, Instagram, whatever. It will not allow you to go after a certain period of time until you literally go outside and take a picture of your feet on grass.
Okay. They're reselling it.
Now, wait, that's what I said.
They're reselling it.
So,
hey, it's smart.
So basically, it uses AI to make sure that his feet, you can't just upload a picture of your feet. You have to go outside and use the camera and take a picture that you're outside in order to use the app even further. So parents are saying, hey, this is great. This is wonderful. The kids are not on there. I say that where do these pictures go to? Because there's so many
Touch Grass OnlyFans.
Yes.
That's what I think there's behind it. It's brand new. We'll see how it does. It came into the App Store on Friday, but will it work? It just seems like if you have to do this, you have a severe problem, right? But that term, touch grass, go outside. How about go outside and play basketball, do something outside of that?
How about use some self-discipline? And just put the phone down.
But I guess maybe they're kind of going towards adults to this, but I could see kids, But the same thing, they also have, when you give your kids an iPhone or whatever, you can get a parental, put them on like a parental plan, and their internet turns off. We have it with my 13-year-old.
And they've got those special phones, too, that you can buy that have no social media apps, nothing
that's what
on
you're
it.
Gonna have to need.
Just, call, and that's pretty much it, and use maps.
Let's call it Android app.
Yeah.
We're Apple snobs. We're Apple snobs. We're joking.
And I'm also thinking this would be a great sponsorship opportunity for a lawn company.
100%. I like that. And foot fetish people, too.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but you're right. Touch grass. And that should be the whole campaign. It's like get outside, get off social media, and just do something outside.
But isn't it sort of crazy to think that we have to have an app on our phone to tell us to go outside, to touch grass, take a picture, put it back on our app, then come back inside, and then be able to reuse our Instagram again.
It's called overall grounding. My wife makes us do it after our walks at night. So I have to take my shoes off and stand in our front yard.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Like the football player.
Yeah, and just stand there, and she's like, oh, can you feel the energy from the earth coming up? I'm like, all right.
Do you know if the dogs do their business?
I'm well aware.
I was thinking the same thing.
Happy wife, happy life. Okay?
I got you. Understand.
I get that at the beach where you can at least wash your feet off with salt water. But
nice.
All right. A Walmart customer who bought a bag of chicken nuggets was shocked to discover her breaded bites were sold without the chicken.
Dun, dun, dun. Check this out.
The user posted a video of her discovery as she was making dinner. She sliced the chicken nugget in half, revealed that it was only breading with no chicken, completely hollowed out. She cut 2 more nuggets, claimed they also had no chicken. She puts together an entire container filled with nuggetless breading. Walmart says they are looking into her claims.
All right, and then you go, how could this happen? It's very simple. If you think about, first off, that tells you how much breading goes on these sort of things.
It's coated. It's coated in it.
100%. And they look like, to me, these things I was telling Jackson about, called Brozzy bites, which it's like a cheese thing. It's really good.
Wow.
But then on third thing, it explains that you go to any county fair, they have deep fried Coca-Cola. And I mean, they can deep fry anything.
That's a good time.
It's a dang good time. But that's all it is. It's breading. That's it. So it kind of makes you wonder how much chicken is actually in the chicken nugget.
Can I tell you, the only reason why you're eating chicken nuggets is for the breading.
It's for the breading, for
That's
sure.
it. And the sauce. That's it.
Also,
so do you really want the chicken?
Who gets their chicken nuggets from Walmart? Like, that's a McDonald's thing.
I know.
Chicken puree blended and breaded.
Okay.
There you go.
Chicken puree.
I have, as y'all know, living with a doctor of nutrition, I have to get it has to have all the adjectives like home, field raised, and
you have
you
to sneak your junk food when you hang out with me.
I do actually. The nuggets I get are dinosaur shaped, and I don't care, man.
Dino nuggets.
Set jetting. What is it? Find out. Flash Travels next. Air, land, land and sea. It is time for a little flash travel. All right, well, this week we're going to be taking you beyond the brochure and straight to the good stuff. Now listen, spring is here, and that means it's time to get out, explore, and if you're anything like me, live your best movie star fantasy. No, I'm not talking about method acting my way into free room service, though let's be honest, I've actually considered it. We're talking about set jetting, aka traveling to the real life locations of your favorite TV shows and movies. It's like a behind the scenes pass, except, well, you're the main character. So grab that popcorn because we're going to hit the top filming destinations you can actually visit right now. Our first stop? It's Atlanta, aka Hollywood of the South. Now listen, if you're a superhero junkie, this is the place. Right now, they're filming Superman Legacy, a feature-length movie filming under the codename Genesis. Marvel's Thunderbolts also being shot in Atlanta. That means there's a superhero doing some explosions and dodging them at the same time while you're dodging airport traffic. And here's a little hot tip. Swing by Piedmont Park or the downtown streets where they're filming everything from Black Panther to Spider-Man along the way. No Way Home. And if you see David Harbour, just casually ask him if he needs a sidekick. You know, just for research. All right, now obviously you have to hit Los Angeles. It's the home base for Hollywood, and this spring it's buzzing with new productions like Paradise. That's Hulu's latest mystery thriller. Now, if you want a real LA movie magic, head to the Bradbury Building downtown. It's been in everything from Blade Runner to 500 Days of Summer. And of course, let's not forget about those famous Venice Beach boardwalk scenes. Unbelievable. Sure, you could just go to Venice Beach, but this way at least, you have an excuse to wear your sunglasses indoors and get to say things like, hey, I'm just here for the art. And if your vibe is maybe a little bit more moody, maybe mysterious and slightly terrifying, guess what? We got a place for you. We're talking about New York and New Jersey. That's where it's at. That's where Severance Season 2 and Fallout are filmed. And if you want to walk where Severance is filmed, head to the Bell Labs Holmdel complex. That's in New Jersey. It's an eerie, real life as it looks on screen. And if you're one of those Fallout fans like me, well, you might want to visit Brooklyn's Red Hook. That's where the post-apocalyptic scenes are actually coming to life. Just be careful. If someone tells you to take cover, well, they might not be joking. All right, let's go west this time, but not where you think. Forget about LA for a second because Hollywood's newest obsession is Montana. The Yellowstone prequel, 1923, starring Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, has been filming in western Montana with crews at locations in Milltown and the historic Daly Mansion that's in Hamilton. Now, these places are really straight out of an old school Western, with each having a unique history downtown and wide open landscapes. It's unbelievable there. A little insider tip, if you want to feel like you're in a classic Western, just drive to the Pentler Scenic Route. It's so cinematic, you're going to feel like you should be, well, riding a horse instead of being inside of your rental car. All right? Good ideas. So there you got it. Some of the hottest film locations in the world that you could visit this spring. Whether you're one of chasing superheroes in Atlanta, soaking up the LA sun, or just living in your Fallout fantasy in Brooklyn, set jetting is the perfect excuse for your next trip into a blockbuster. And hey, before you go, do me a favor. Tag us at Flash Travel TV if you have visited any of these places. Because if you don't document it on Instagram or social media or even let me know about it, did it really happen in the first place? Think about that. Check out our Facebook page. You can head to our website at flashtraveltv.com. We got more Flash coming up. Don't want to miss out on some must-watch movies we got waiting for you, including number 1 on the call sheet. No, literally, that's the name of it. Must-watch movies coming up and so much more. You're watching Daily Flash right here. Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. This week in Washington, D.C., local leaders from across the country gathered for the National League of Cities Congressional City Conference. Joining us right now is the NLC president and mayor of Athens, Ohio, Steve Patterson. Steve, welcome to the show. First off, tell us, what is the Congressional City Conference?
The Congressional City Conference is where we bring municipal leaders from across the nation here to Washington, D.C. to share best practices, to talk about challenges, and to engage with Congress, which we'll be doing on Wednesday of this week.
Tell us, what are some of the topics that are actually going to be discussed?
Probably top of mind for everyone who is here is the shortage of housing in municipalities across the nation. So that's a big discussion that is going on. Still having to understand and manage things like rail safety and getting that narrative out to Congress to say, continue to work on a bill that leads to rail safety. And for me, it's really close to home when we had the derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. Yeah.
If folks want to find out more about information about this, where can they go?
They can simply go to nlc.org.
All right.
nlc.org.
Fantastic. We'll put that link on our website, dailyflashshow.com. Thank you, Steve.
Up next, lifestyle editor Joanne Butler has some great advice for better sleep and overall well-being as we spring forward. Hi, Joanne.
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me. Well, sleep is just essential for overall well-being, for your immune system, brain health, weight management, even your skin. Overnight is the time when your whole body rejuvenates itself. So it's just so important to get your Z's. You should really be getting at least 6 to 8 hours a night, kids about 10 to 12. And it's important to establish good sleep patterns. Just like we put babies on a sleep schedule, we have to do the same things as adults. So try to stay consistent with bedtimes. It's so important. Studies suggest something like a little handful of pistachios before bed can actually contribute to better sleep because they have tryptophan. Also, a little bit of healthy protein is good to keep your metabolism moving, which is actually working its hardest about 4 a.m. So you want to make sure you're sleeping at 4 a.m. Try a nice relaxing bath before bed. Wash your face. Get your makeup off. For sensitive skin, especially, nighttime is already a time for skin microbiome disruption. So it's even more essential to have soothing products on hand when our routines are changing. I love these water wipe soothing clean wipes. My whole family's been using them for years. We take them everywhere. I use them all day long for just about everything. They're made with 99% water and 2 organic botanical fruit extracts. So while other calming wipes may have 10 plus ingredients, these are super minimal, super gentle. They can take off all your makeup and unclog pores, but they won't strip your skin's natural oils. And they actually help soothe skin by about 26%, which is just amazing. And especially great if you have eczema or skin irritations, which tend to flare up at night. It just feels like a gentle, wet cushion, really relaxing, and supports a healthy nighttime routine and helps sleep's natural processes work even better. And that's what it's all about, fueling sleep's already natural superpowers. And of course, they're perfect to build into your baby's nighttime diaper changes, soothing them before bedtime too. Kids pick up dirt and oil and pollutants during the day, so it's a good, quick nighttime cleanse that can help them get a better night's sleep as well. Now, other things you should do: turn off that TV, keep your phone at bay. All the blue light and noise is just not conducive for a good night's rest. Also, make sure the blinds are strong to block premature morning light from coming in. It sounds simple, but it's just so important. Don't drink caffeine before bed. Same for alcohol. Give yourself a cutoff, a few hours at least before bed if you can. Also, not a great idea to work out right before bed either, because endorphins can, keep you up and prevent you from falling to sleep. So try to get that workout in early in the day. And those are some tips. Happy sleep.
What's for dinner? It's more like a test than a question when 60% of kids are described as picky eaters. Megan B. Murphy has some great advice for parents. Hey there, Megan.
I'm raising 3 picky eaters, and that is why I'm excited to team up with CPAC, America's #1 frozen shrimp brand. They teamed up with Talker Research to do a comprehensive survey about our picky eaters. They surveyed 2,000 parents across the country, and here's the key findings. Dinner time is our most problematic meal. 5-year-olds are the pickiest, and 44% of parents are concerned that this pickiness is affecting our kids' overall nutrition. But put seafood on the menu. That's a simple solution because 32% of kids don't say no to shrimp. That's why I stock my freezer with CPAC. I've got shrimp scampi in the freezer that I can saute up and have a dinner winner on the table in minutes. Or I turn to my air fryer, the king of convenience. When you get kids involved in that meal planning and meal prep, they're absolutely more likely to eat. And go to cpac.com to find out more and start your own seafood journey.
YSL Beauty has launched a new film that challenges the way we perceive love and relationships by exposing the warning signs of abuse. With 1 in 3 women experiencing intimate partner violence, the film is a call to recognize these hidden dangers and push for healthier portrayals of love.
When you just can't hold the heights, like Sunday skies, in broken rhymes, run out of love, lost our way to passing clouds.
You know, it's very interesting there because I don't think a lot of people or in those types of relationships realize what's happening to them, you know, especially being around a narcissistic partner or that sort of thing. So it's good that they're bringing a light to these sort of things. Really good stuff.
Eye-catching, too, when you look at the visuals of that particular promo.
We got more Flash coming up right after this. Stick around.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Some of Hollywood's biggest stars reveal their journeys to their game-changing leading roles. This is today's must-watch Apple TV documentary, #1 on the call sheet.
What's this about?
Rolling.
#1 on the call sheet.
#1 on the call sheet. Let's be real.
You know, it's like, yo, #1.
Pictures up. Too late to run now.
Oh!
You were #1 on the call sheet for that?
Yeah, I must have been. If you're #1 on the call sheet, you are the subject and not the object of the narrative.
It's an accomplishment for most actors. I didn't know how many opportunities I would have to be first, and then we made it.
The actors of now, we don't get here without your Denzels, your Morgans.
Still, I'm not a movie buff. It really comes down to the work. I'm just an actor. I'm no different from you. But when you see me coming, stand back a little bit more.
Where are you at? You're constantly ranking yourself.
There is something wonderful about being able to navigate that and still feel like you aren't giving up who you are.
It was very important to me to learn early in the game how to do everybody's job. Now I have flashbacks. They got me having flashbacks.
Like, damn.
Show people there is more to me than meets your eye.
If I'm being transformed,
The audience will be transformed.
That man call us a minority. I ain't taking nothing minor. A major, bro.
The audience is a huge part of our work, and they need to see themselves. I can't even begin to describe what this is like.
This is the moment.
We are storytellers. We put in seats.
I thought I was fly. I acted like I was fly and got what I wanted.
Once you get to the top of the mountain, create more mountain.
Are you done?
With what?
We were talking about that. It's always fun to see just different perspectives for actors and what they had to go through. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I remember interviewing Mark Ruffalo one time. I think it was for the movie Collateral, and he told me, you know, the number of jobs he did, and it was great.
Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye, y'all.